Gotta get that boom, boom, boom. Gotta get that boom, boom, boom. Gotta get that boom, boom, boom. Boom. That was way too loud, I think.
Way too loud.
On my part, and I'm sorry.
Welcome to Dynamic Trio. This is James.
This is Alex.
This is Patrick.
Not mid-yawn, man.
This is Patrick.
That still sounded yawny.
This is Patricio.
There we go. That's better. I like that more. And today we're going to be going into another documentary, guys.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Doc Talk.
Today we're going to be talking about Trainwreck, the Astroworld tragedy.
Ooh, I heard about this.
Yeah, I feel like so this came out, what, 2021?
Wait, you mean by like when this event happened?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
And
Yeah.
the documentary dropped like what, like a week or two ago?
Something like that.
Yes. Maybe by the time of this outing a month ago.
True. God damn, you're right.
Yeah.
All right, so we all watched it, right? Correct?
Yeah, I watched it.
Did you watch it, James?
I did not watch it.
You didn't watch it?
I did not watch it.
No!
That's why I said you guys are hosting.
Ah! Do you know what happened?
He pointed at me,
Yeah.
Patrick, because people can't really tell us apart. Everybody who listens to it tells us that they can't tell us apart.
I feel like they can, because I come in with energy and you come in with that type
No,
of
they
shit.
genuinely can't seem to tell us apart.
I don't know, man.
I don't see that.
Yeah, because you know us.
Yeah.
And you're looking at us too.
Yeah.
And I like your voices.
Ooh.
I study them.
Take us to bed.
No.
Okay. Speaking of taking people to bed, this has nothing to do with anything, but so the documentary is it's a bit tragic. It's a bit sad. We're going to go into it.
So let's get into it.
Yeah.
Let's get into this unboxing.
Yeah. Unbox it.
Unbox it. Travis Scott's a dipshit
Okay.
because he's a celebrity.
Oh.
And it turns out celebrities are actually pretty useless when they're not entertaining.
And while, actually, now that we're finding out,
while. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so for those of you that don't know, there was a concert that took place in Houston. It was called Astroworld, and some of you might not know that actually there was a Astroworld Six Flags.
What?
Yeah.
There was?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's what the whole thing is based off of.
Is that like a promotional thing, like a Happy Meal toy?
Kind of in a way, actually, but it's like Travis Scott grew up there, so he was kind of like, I'm trying to bring that energy back.
Yeah.
And so he was just like, you know what, I'm going to throw my own like Astroworld. So then like he kind of made like his whole brand that, and he implemented that into like his
Album.
into like
That's where his album cover comes from, with
Yeah.
the big Travis head and everything. It looks like a carnival.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's all
I didn't
based
know it
off
was
of that.
real. I
Yeah.
thought it was just a really good album cover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he took a bit of Houston history and made it about him.
Or brought it back.
About him.
No,
Isn't that what everyone does?
Exactly.
you go to your roots and you come back stronger.
With your face, literally the entrance of the place.
Yeah, because he made it big.
Why are you defending him?
I don't know. I'm
Do you,
just,
are you a part of his PR
I'm
team?
just explaining the thought process behind it.
You want to hear my argument?
Yeah.
What's up?
Fiend!
It's a banger of a song, and you
That's
can't
the only
say
song
no.
I know. It's the only
Yeah.
song I know from Travis.
I don't listen to his stuff.
At all.
I knew it was coming.
Did you know Fiend?
No.
Actually?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's smiling.
I feel like I do.
Yeah.
Of course, dude. Everybody does.
You know how I know it?
Huh.
WrestleMania, boy.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
it was the theme song for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Which one? There's been 43, I think.
For the latest one, I think it was 2 years in a row actually.
That he was the song?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
because it's that big of a banger.
Damn. So
But
yeah,
yeah,
no,
so-
he wanted to bring it back and
Yeah.
like kind of bring back to childhood in a
Mhm.
weird way. 'Cause
Yeah.
it, based on the documentary, it did look like a theme park. There was little roller coasters. There was a Ferris wheel. There was porta potties everywhere.
Yeah,
That's dope.
yeah, and like, dude, I didn't know that it was like a full like theme park thing. I thought it was just like a concert.
Yeah, no, I did because like I saw the footage of it when it all happened.
Oh,
I only saw the crowd footage. I never saw the actual full event. So even for me, this is shocking to me right now.
yeah, dude, it looks so sick. Like honestly,
We should have gone.
no.
No.
Given everything that happened, it would have been really sick to actually go to.
There would have been an Astroworld Part 2 if this was successful.
Yeah, because
Whoa.
it was supposed to be 2 days.
And
Oh.
the thing is, I didn't know this, but it was an annual thing.
What?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the third one.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. And
Yeah.
no accidents in the previous years.
No, the first
No,
one took place.
That we know
just
of.
pregnancies, you know.
Probably.
Yeah.
The first one took place in
Okay.
2017, and then the second one took place in 2018, or maybe I got that wrong. But then there was supposed to be a third one, but then COVID happened, so they stopped it.
Makes
so
sense.
then, like in 2021, they decided that, you know what, we're gonna bring this back, and everybody came back harder.
Yeah, they decided to rage.
Yeah. And so, go on.
So I had nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on, have something. And so part of the reason why this got so crazy was because in the beginning there was promotional people basically saying that Live Nation wanted people to promote it to be like this crazy event and like rage and all this stuff, and like they would show in the advertisement like people running to the stage and then like running down like the barricades and the fences and stuff like that,
Like the entrance gates.
Stage.
yeah. And
Yeah.
so going into it, you could see why the place got like stormed.
Yeah, honestly, like, not to, like, because I remember when the event happened, the actual incident, like 3 years ago,
Mhm.
people were talking about, like, oh, this was an Illuminati ritual to sacrifice.
Yeah.
And, like, normally I'm just, like, I try to ignore that stuff because I'm just, like, if you follow down that trail, then everything will be weird religious propaganda. But it was still, like,
It's
weird.
not a trail if it all is religious propaganda.
Anyway, see, you just got to say it, and automatically you're following the carrot. Anyway.
Don't talk to me about carrots. I'm fat.
What was the
Actually,
last time?
start talking to me about carrots because I'm fat.
Do you want some? I have some at the house.
No, it's fine.
Okay. Anyway. But yeah, no, like the way that like they literally fed into the advertising was like, this is the place where you're supposed to go nuts.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just like, it's almost as if you're telling people to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like like I got like this weird eerie feeling. Maybe it's just because I'm so tired because I've just been working so much. But like, it just started to feel weird. And then like there was like this shot where because there was only 2 stages,
Mhm.
and there was only one that was for Travis.
Mhm.
All the
Oh.
other artists shared the other stage.
Mhm.
So when like SZA finished and it was time for Travis to perform, everybody left the first stage to go to his, and there was like on the monitor it said like "See you on the other side."
Yeah.
and
That's
I'm really
the trippy branding, right?
yeah,
Mhm.
and I'm just kind of like, that's weird.
That was part of
considering
the
that
whole-
people died.
Yeah.
you know?
That's why people were saying that it was like a ritualistic sacrifice, because they were saying like it was on there, see you on the other side.
Yeah.
And then there was like a bunch of like symbolism with like his album and like the amount of people that like died and stuff too.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a huge weird thing. But yeah, so this concert, this thing's massive. The amount of artists that he had on it and the type, like he had Bad Bunny there.
Yeah.
He had
Oh, wow.
SZA. He had Don Toliver. He had Metro Boomin. Like he had a bunch of people on.
So yeah, no, all these people that go in from stage 1 to the stage 2, and they just get like they just pull in, and they're all rushing, and they're like trying to find like so they can see him and get as close as possible. And they interviewed several different people that were at the show.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of concert goers, and they're all talking the same thing, where it's like, yo, like we've all been to concerts, this doesn't feel right, we're all too close, we're all too packed in together.
Mhm.
Like even before it all started, they were like, I can't breathe, kind of.
Yeah.
And like you could, and they all have like cell phone footage, and even some of them they're just kind of like, ooh yeah, we're here. But then a lot of them were also just like, I can't breathe.
Yeah,
yeah.
You can hear people saying that in the background.
All over the place, yeah,
Yeah.
and it made me panicky watching that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Suddenly I was like, I don't like want to do that.
Like ever, right?
Nah.
There was other things too where it was like when they were in the crowd, whenever like the crowd would move forward, every single person had to. And like, cause I feel like, cause you guys have been to like concerts and stuff, you know, like
Yeah.
it gets packed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fast.
yeah.
And once somebody moves, it's just like a chain reaction of bodies just moving.
Yeah.
But this time it was worse because they expected 50,000 tickets to be sold, and all of them got sold. But they found out that based off of like everything, there was only like a viewing point for like 35,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
They had no accountability because there's a bunch of trees everywhere and stuff. And they also, because there was a guy who investigated it after the fact. His specialty was that he is a person who specializes in like crowd safety control.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
he like even in the documentary says like, in an ideal situation you bring us on when you're planning the event, but
Mhm.
most of the time they bring us on after something horrible happened.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Ooh.
sadly this was one of those situations where something horrible happened, then they called him in, and he said yeah, and he had investigated, and there was text messages between key people who was running the whole event, and they were all like, I don't think this is going to fit 50,000 people.
Mm.
And they were like, no, it's not. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be bad.
Mhm.
But like they said it like an excitement, like this is gonna be bad.
Yeah, like this is gonna be a fucking rager, dude. And they also didn't take into account the fact that there were like thousands of people that stormed the actual gates.
Yeah.
That didn't have tickets.
Yeah, security was really loosey-goosey.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the cops, like, they tried to corral everything, but, like, they only had, like, 6 horses.
Yeah.
And what's like a horse can stomp out what, one person at a time? How many people do you think a horse can stomp out if it really wanted to?
A good amount, but
A
I
good
don't think
amount.
a horse would want to, you know?
Yeah, but like
All
if,
right.
if you're trying to crowd control and these kids, we got to stop these
Yeah.
kids. They could have vapes.
Are you trying to like start the next 100 people versus a horse now?
Yeah. I think
'Cause I think
one
we'd lose.
horse could kill, I'm going to say at least 12 dudes.
At least 12?
At least 12 without really breaking a sweat.
Honestly, I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
one horse.
I'm not gonna doubt it.
Just don't
Yeah.
get it. Because I'm just like, because like you don't see it coming. Because
No.
it's like nobody ever thinks I'll get kicked in the head by a horse.
Yeah, until it happens.
No. You don't understand.
By a horse.
Which horse are we talking about? Because what if this horse is like a WWE horse and he drop kicks you? Now you got a donkey kick and a super kick.
Listen, don't tell Vince McMahon stuff he wants to hear because he will get out the horses. Luckily, I don't think they've ever done a horse, but I'm just saying.
That's actually surprising to me.
yeah, that they've never brought out a
They've never
horse.
done animal stuff.
It's called law. The law.
Yeah, but during
Not
like
even
weird
like
times.
a monkey. You know how they got around that?
Huh.
By treating a hornswoggle like an animal.
Oh.
And that's just good old fashioned prejudice.
Nah,
Yeah.
he said he was down for it. I
got
watched the
paid.
interviews. You're not gonna talk shit about my boy Hornswoggle.
I'm not. I'm just saying how he was treated was
Nah,
bad.
he wasn't treated. He wasn't treated well, but he wasn't treated. Okay.
Well,
He was not treated well.
Yeah, but like the cops, like the it was very loosey goosey. It looked like, and yeah, like people were just climbing the fence and hopping like there was nothing.
also, what's a cop on a horse gonna do?
Stop out at least 12 dudes.
Does
Okay,
he-
that's illegal.
But also, does he have the connection with the horse to make that call?
That is true. Like, are they bonded enough together where like the horse knows, hey, stop or don't stop,
Yeah.
kick or don't kick?
Do you guys really believe the police have horses that are not trained, and the cops that are riding these horses don't know how to use them? Do you guys honestly believe they
I
don't
just-
understand? They have a command that says stomp up these people.
No, I just think that they just seen too many westerns, and
Oh
they're
my
like, I want to be him, and he's not him. You know?
Yeah, and
Doesn't
also
have it in him to stomp out 12 people.
Yeah. But yeah, so then a bunch of people came in, they stormed the gates, and thousands of people got in that didn't have tickets. And that added to the amount of people that were there. There wasn't a whole lot of stuff that happened. Everything kind of went smoothly. It was up until Travis actually got to like the stage. And even before that, you know, as we mentioned, that people were saying that they couldn't breathe. And then right when he got out, that's when shit hit the fan.
yeah, because everybody just got even. They just moved forward
Yeah.
because they were just being like, reach out,
Yeah.
reach for his dick, reach for his dick. You know, because they're just all reaching for his dick. They're like, Kylie touched it. Kylie touched it.
Yeah. I guess. You know what? Sure.
All right. So, if I'm getting this straight, as somebody who hasn't watched the documentary, I do remember the events a little bit, but okay, Travis gets on the stage. By this point, the crowd's wild. They're already raging, going fiend,
Oh,
fiend.
yeah.
But I'm not done. And then,
Well, I just want to provide a little bit. There was also a countdown.
Oh, yeah.
There was a countdown that created even more anticipation, more hype. And he didn't just come out; he exploded out.
Oh, wow.
Like he came out Rey Mysterio style, and he got like serious air, and he immediately just comes out just like go, go, go.
Yeah.
And that's when just all hell broke loose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were saying?
So when does the first inkling of an incident start happening? Is it is there already a tone of we have to stop this from the moment Travis came out and people are getting packed, or was that more later on?
You know, one of the people, they interviewed a group of friends, and they had brought like their female friends or their girlfriends, and for a lot of the girls, it was like their first concert ever because they were all like 18, and they were in like the guys, they were the more experienced concert goers, and immediately, just as soon as like just when they were onto the stage before even Travis came out, and we mentioned earlier how like unnaturally or uncomfortably tight it all was.
Yeah.
The girls were looking at him like, is this normal? Is this normal? And the guys even themselves were like, this isn't normal. So
Oh.
honestly, it was pretty much right away.
I guess my question was more like, when does Live Nation get the text like, hey, we need to start actually doing it? Because I know for a fact Live Nation ignored signs.
They did.
So
100%.
when do we see? Because I mean, there's that infamous video footage of the ambulance trying to get through, and nothing's happening.
Yeah.
So
You know what's crazy? I don't think they mentioned the ambulance trying to get through in the dock.
They didn't. They only showed it. It was when the concert was actually over is when all of the ambulances came in.
wait, so you're telling me that the entire time that all these bad things are happening during in the crowd, all the squishing, all the claustrophobia, basically, right? The ambulance could not get in.
There wasn't even one trying, I think.
There
they
were.
just kept saying that it was like the people that because at any concert that you go to, there's going to be people that are like assigned to like that area and stuff, so that whenever something bad does happen, there's a person that's like CPR trained.
Yeah,
right
there's
there.
a medic.
Yeah,
There's medic and security working together in like different areas between the crowds, so they can get to and from people. Yeah, there was basically just those people, and it wasn't like there was a lot of them, and it looked like they were kind of lacking a lot of stuff too.
Yeah.
Especially because all of a sudden, all of these people, they just started hearing screams of like help, 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 and there was a moment where everything moved forward, everybody moved back, and people fell.
Yeah.
And then people fell on top of each other. And that there was literal layers of bodies
Yeah.
on top of each other, where somebody was just kind of like, I was on the ground, I was lying on top of somebody, but somebody else was lying on top of somebody, lying on top of me.
God,
And
that's awful.
and it was crazy because what made it so weird and so chaotic was that they did mention, because there was one woman who her job was to be a photographer, just to take pictures, and she was just doing her job. She was on like an elevated platform, and she sees that like, oh yeah, no, over here in this section are people screaming for help. I see them lying on the ground. There's utter chaos. It's very frightening. But then when you look over there just a little bit, people are having that time of their lives, and they have no idea, because they're just like, go, go, go,
Yeah, I saw something. I did a little research. And by research, I mean ChatGPT.
Disgusting.
Yeah, but it helps. So I asked it, like, why didn't people leave the Astroworld concert? If regular concert goers were reacting to this thinking this is not normal, why didn't they? Some people just said it was the bystander effect and a sensory overload. Some people are just going ham at it, going fiend, fiend, and then out of the, like you said, it's like like literally night and day from when you look left to right.
Yeah.
I mean, that photographer, let's be honest, they're thinking like, do I take a picture or not?
Yeah.
What do I take a picture of? The dying or the life, the living? Well, it's like, do I become a true crime photographer or do I keep my job?
Yeah. Like,
am I a journalist or am I a photographer for concerts?
yeah.
For concerts.
And
Which one pays more?
Yeah, right.
Definitely not journalist.
No.
Another thing that made it so bad was that there was basically no way to get out.
That's the thing,
Yeah.
though, because all 50,000 plus people that were there were all moving their way towards the main stage, and based on like how it was set up, you were just packed. Like if you were maybe even like the 10,000th person there, you're trapped.
Yeah.
There was just more and more waves of people trying to get to like vantage point where they could actually see, and then it just like locked you in.
Wasn't the official cause of death for majority of the people who died, like of the 10 people that died, wasn't it asphyxiation, like their lung collapsed from the pressure
from being
Yeah.
crushed.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Can't
No,
imagine
it was
that.
it was horrifying. And like they interviewed like these different people. Yeah, and they were all just normal people just out there. And it was really, really sad too, because it kind of reminded me of the scene from Sinners, where remember like at the end where he said like when he's older, spoiler, but when he says like, up until that night, that might have been the greatest day of my life. He was given that, where they were all just young, they were just happy to be there.
Of course, it was their Woodstock.
Yeah,
Even though Woodstock was so problematic.
Yeah.
But we'll get that later.
Yeah, and what else happened?
So after everything that was happening, like it was instantaneous. Like a bunch of people were like passing out. A bunch of people were like calling for help. Like everybody was like swarmed. And that's when, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but there was like this footage that went viral of this one guy who was able to like climb up, and he was able to like talk to like some guy that was like holding the camera.
I saw that.
And he was like, stop the show, stop the show, stop the show. That's one of the guys that they talked to in this documentary.
Yeah.
What'd he say?
He had a lot to tell, because it's basically following his whole story with like him and like his friends and stuff.
I mean, if you're going to get anyone, that's the guy.
Yeah.
He was able to find a platform, and it was crazy because he was saying stop the show, people are dying, people are getting hurt, and other people are like shut the fuck up, like they're yelling at him,
because the thing is, people
killing
on
the vibe.
Yeah.
You're killing my vibe. The thing is, like everybody who was on the left side was like suffering and dying. Everyone on the right side was having a blast. Because of how it was sectioned off, you had to go completely around the entire thing to get to the left side. So most people were just going to the left side and just chilling there for like the entire time.
Yeah.
So on a realistic note, though, does Travis have any? Is this documentary painting that Travis is at fault or Live Nation's at fault?
They're saying both.
Yeah.
They're really saying
Pick one.
both because there were some people saying that Travis did not have the power to stop it.
Yeah.
Because they were like Live Nation, specifically two people who they could not find at the event. They could not find them for like the longest time.
Uh-huh.
They were the ones who had the power to shut it down. But I'm just like, I called bullshit on that.
Well-
It's so he could have just been, because he did stop it at one point, because there was one kid on the right side who was nearby, closest to him. He was like, oh hey, somebody right there, they're passed out. help him out, somebody help him out.
Mm-hmm.
And that he was able to stop it for them, but like he can't stop it when there's like 10 literally other people. And what was crazy was that a lot of the people who got hurt were in the same area, like really close by to each other.
All in the left side.
On the left side, yeah, where they were just in like the right perfect spot where everybody just like crushed in on each other.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Travis could have easily stopped this. Like he really, really could have.
But I mean, realistically, you don't think that a performer on stage getting the biggest concert of his life, realistically, right there, like it's his hometown, right? It's his hometown. He's got over 50,000 people that are raging for him, and he knows that people are running towards him. I mean, he's got to feel this high. On an honest note, we don't think he's high already. And we don't think that he was in some kind of like drug trance and he was just, performing, anything that's like 10 feet away from him. Like, yeah, he sees that, but like anything past that, he's like, he sees a ghost. He sees a giraffe.
Listen, if we're going to start just being okay that people like him or Elon Musk are just doing important shit while high as fuck, then the world's going to fall apart.
Nobody's talking about Elon Musk here.
Well, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
I'm not defending him. I'm just trying to say, like, he probably was on drugs.
Yes, yeah, probably was. Yeah.
His whole brand, the whole "see you on the other side," is part of his trippy brand.
Oh, okay, I see.
That's what you say before you take acid, my guy. That's not what you say, like, just as a brand logo.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Okay, so then at some point, somebody from Live Nation, like he's a manager, he finally starts to like figure out, like, oh, this is not going well.
Yeah.
Like, I need to talk to somebody because shit's hitting the fan fast.
Yeah, like they finally found the guy. I guess like he finally, was just like, all right, Kylie wants nothing to do with me. What's happening?
Okay. Oh, wow.
And then here's the transcript of the manager from Live Nation talking to the audio engineer. He has this to say. We have 4 active CPRs going on at the same time. 2 are dead. It is very, very bad. There are more crushed victims than I've ever seen in my 25-year career. We have to have a discussion in Travis's ear, letting him know what's going on. We need to shut this thing down in 8 minutes at 10 o'clock.
Which is already bad.
Yeah. Then Drake comes out.
Yeah, then Drake comes out. And then that's when
You
they're
can't
just
stop
like...
for Drake, dude.
Exactly. That's literally what they said. They was like, if we stop just as Drake comes out, there will be a riot. And that's what they said. And I'm just kind of like, I don't give a fuck.
There won't be a riot because he's a surprise guest. Nobody knows he's coming out.
That's true.
Also, what worse could happen?
Yeah.
There are already people dying.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like they talked about how like as soon as one person is in CPR, that means their heart stopped and they need to get it restarted, or like they completely passed out.
They're not breathing.
They're not breathing. That means everything stops.
Yeah.
And they talked about how like when you go to concerts, if one person this is happening, they stop the whole show. They tell the artist stop because we have to deal with this.
Dude, I was at a concert for
Not to brag.
Okay. I was at a concert where it was this tiny ass show and there was a girl. It was a standing concert. There was a girl I want to say like 10 feet away from me, and we were just general audience. I guess she fell. I don't know if she passed out. I don't know if it was a medical emergency. Dude, I couldn't see her, and I was one of the taller people there. The artist on stage had lights hitting him. And even then, he stopped the whole show. He stopped it twice for 2 different people.
I thought I was going to say for the same bitch.
No, damn, dude. He stopped the whole show twice, restarted his song twice. He kept an eye on the audience the entire time. At no point was he performing for himself. He was performing for the audience. I understand it's a smaller show, but it just shows that it's not always about stopping the entire show and doing the whole thing. It's about just making sure your fans are safe. At the end of the day, you're only there because of your fans.
1,000%.
Yeah. And 100%. It's their embarrassing moment, not yours.
Exactly.
Yeah. If they pass out, they're weak.
Yeah. Like they can live to regret. Like, oh wow, I should have drank water.
Like passing out at like a tiny show. How?
She just really thought he was hot.
But yeah, so the police and organizers, they didn't want to cause a crowd panic for stopping it, which is their reason for not stopping it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, people are freaking losing their life.
Yes.
And panicking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't really get it.
Dude, he performed his whole show. From what I heard, or like what I thought happened, I thought like it was like maybe like 20 minutes of this and then it stops. It was the full set.
How long was the full set?
Like an hour.
That's more.
Oh, it was more
It
than
was
an hour?
more. It was like 2.
Damn.
So you can't do a whole theme park for yourself and don't do a 1 hour show. That's kind of bullshit.
For real.
That's a good point, actually.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, in total, 10 people died.
Yeah.
And
One
then
of them was,
hundreds more were injured.
Wasn't one of them like 10?
Were they?
The youngest one was 10.
Well, they shouldn't have been. There was an 18 plus show.
Ooh.
I'm joking. I have no clue. That was a bad taste joke.
Bad parents. And I'm doubling down. And then here's where things started to get a little weird from Live Nation. They had told their people not to talk about it, not to post about it, not to talk to reporters, and they were basically just covering their asses.
Do you think that they were like, God, fuck, we're Firefest? Fuck.
No, because they
They're
actually
just screaming.
No, because this happened.
Oh, yeah. People actually showed up and there was a show.
That's a good point.
There weren't a bunch of like crappy tents everywhere and nothing happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, there wasn't like your gourmet meal wasn't just cheese on bread.
Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry to cut you guys off, but I am hyped for Firefest too. Though I got my ticket.
Dude, really?
No.
You're gonna go see Young Gravy just do his best?
I don't know.
He's not going to be there.
I don't know.
No one's
either.
gonna be there.
I
Yeah.
just picked the shittiest fucking name I could think of.
Really?
Yeah.
He's actually really good.
Is he?
Yeah.
You should have went with MGK.
Who are you excited to see? MGK and Megan Fox?
Nice,
Maybe
dude.
actually. Well, are they going?
She doesn't look the same anymore, and you know it.
And I'm just not superficial like you.
Yeah.
I am.
Burn in hell. So I don't know if you guys heard, but there was allegedly somebody was injecting people with drugs.
Yeah, I remember hearing all the rumors that there was like people with like needles and shit.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
like,
fucked.
Yeah.
which is scary, but honestly, in the chaos of all of that, like people are gonna say the craziest.
I
things
don't think
just
it
to
was
add-
real.
I don't think so
I think
either.
it was made up by Live Nation to be like that's why people died. Was because somebody was injecting them with like this lethal dose of whatever to kill them.
Well,
wasn't
any
our
kind of
fault.
rumor is good for Live Nation because they already have had before this show hundreds of like safety violations and things like
Mhm.
that. So
Oh, yeah?
so
know that.
anything that covers their ass would help, right? Oh, what control do we have about panicking, right? There's a drug crazy crowd. Why have a drug crazy show then? The whole branding is trippy.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. It's like, duh, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. So I mean, no, Live Nation deserves everything coming to them.
Yeah.
Don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me. And so then I don't know if you guys saw this too, but Travis Scott came out with like a message to his concert goer
I
fans.
remember when it first came out. Yeah,
The black and white one.
Yeah. And he was just like all like, man, that shit was wild. I'm sorry, y'all. Basically.
Like
That's
he
basically what he
literally
said.
looks like he was coming down from whatever drug he was on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like upset.
Yeah, he was just kind of like, damn.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
You deleted your Minecraft world?
Dude, he sounded like a toxic ex. Like that was crazy.
Basically.
That
he was like
wasn't
rubbing his
me.
face,
Yeah.
almost like rubbing his face, and then almost rubbing his chest, and
Yeah,
then
it
it almost
was-
became an OnlyFans video.
Yeah. He was like, baby, why would I do that?
Yeah. It's like, obviously I didn't know that was going to happen.
What, I'm supposed to be mean to every girl now?
I saw. Oh, okay. Dude, don't get too real.
Yeah.
I saw a video of him doing the apology, and it was a side by side at the concert telling people to fucking rage,
Yeah.
fucking go hard, kill
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly. He's that
Yeah.
type.
Yeah, no, he was. Yeah, he's,
Honestly, I'm not a fan of the fact. I like his song Fiend. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna lie,
Yeah.
but I'm not a fan of WWE putting him up and then giving him the hardcore championship because that just fucked.
he didn't
Yeah.
earn that shit.
He didn't.
no.
Okay, first of all, yes, he didn't earn that shit.
Did he fall off the top of a steel
Did he
cage?
beat Sabu? The suicidal, genocidal. That's his thing. Don't look at me like I'm crazy, dude. He's crazy.
He's quoting him.
That's true.
I'm gonna find an audio and you're gonna listen to that shit.
I believe you.
I don't think you do with that look.
I do. I just can't believe you said suicidal.
Genocidal
There you go.
and suicidal.
It's the guy's logo.
I know. I
slogan,
remember.
Slogan, whatever.
If you remember, then don't look at me like I'm crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Travis Scott's the murderer, not me.
Oh, man.
And he didn't earn that hardcore championship.
No, he just sings about being tough. He doesn't live it. The
That's-
other people make the jumps. He eggs them on. He's
Yeah.
just he's just an
Dude,
egger
he
on.
is that guy. He's
an
that guy at
egger
the
on
frat who just eggs everyone on, and
Yes.
he's just like, you won't do it, you won't do
Yeah.
it, and then he doesn't do anything. He just records on his phone.
Yeah, he just
Yeah.
goes like,
He's
"Oh
David
shit!"
Dobrik.
Don't you dare.
Yo, they both hurt people with their stunts.
David did it once.
So did Travis.
Travis killed like 9 guys, 10 people. And then also, apparently,
Allegedly.
Okay, they all.
Never seen
Oh
him
yeah,
so
sorry.
defensive.
Allegedly.
So they went to a throwback to Lollapalooza, and Travis performed there. And one thing that happened was that people were like storming the stage, and
Yeah.
he was basically saying, "Everybody, keep storming the fucking stage."
Yeah.
I've seen the other clips of
Yeah.
every other concert, and he's just so problematic.
Yeah.
And he's like egging on like what looks like a young girl to jump off the balcony into the crowd.
Mhm.
He was like, "Don't worry, they'll catch you."
Yeah.
And then like she
And they
just
don't-
As if you know. As if you know.
And she's clearly uncomfortable with the whole situation because if she says no, she's gonna be like, "Oh, I feel bad."
But she was on the ledge.
But
she was on the ledge.
He talks shit though if you don't do it.
He does
I think so. Is
Really?
that-
because
or-
he's an egger honor, a professional
yeah.
egger honor. Yeah,
He'll talk
Enunciate,
shit,
man.
he's a shit. Edit that part out.
Nah.
No, goddamn.
You're canceled.
Yeah. He said suicidal, but you're fucked.
And genocidal.
Yeah.
You know what my biggest problem with this whole thing is? You got bands like Bring Me the Horizon, one of the hardcore bands of this era. You
Yeah.
got pop punk bands like Pierce the Veil.
Yeah.
You got all these bands that do well. Actually, Pierce the Veil doesn't do it, but you got things. Okay, Bring Me the Horizon is the easiest one.
Yeah.
They're the now metal.
Mm.
They do fucking mosh pits. You Ollie Sykes in his little British accent's always like, I want a fucking circle pit, mate.
Yeah.
You know, he'll tell people, and then they do the thing. You know,
Yeah.
I've seen him stop shows.
Yeah.
I've seen him like literally just like look out in the crowd and like make sure people are okay. Like if
Yeah.
a heavy metal artist like him can like encourage this behavior in a safe manner and protect his people, you don't got shit. And also,
Yeah.
I've seen his concerts. They go to like Leeds Festival, Reading Festival. Those things are enormous, way more than 50,000 people.
Reading festival?
It's in
Yeah,
like
dude,
Europe.
like the Scholastic crowd goes hard.
Yeah,
Damn.
Yeah, dude, they go fucking nuts.
They bring their dollars and their booklets and they just buy.
Have
Wow.
you seen like a 10-year-old use a bookmark to roll up a joint? It's fucking nuts.
What the hell?
I haven't seen that.
Dude, I have.
Anyways,
And it's fucking nuts.
accountability is key here.
Yeah. Which he did not take.
He did not take.
And then
Barely.
everybody that saw that message to the country goers all saw it as a slap to the face.
Yeah, especially the ones who almost died.
Yeah.
There was actually 2 people that they interviewed.
Mhm.
Who there was this guy Arturo who went to the show.
Damn.
His name is Arthur. The yellow shirt guy.
In this country, his name is Arthur.
God damn it. All right.
And his sister's DW. Go on.
Who, by the way,
Huh.
never mind. I'm not gonna get into this.
You're not going to get into DW.
But there was some 2 of the people that they met, which was one of the best stories of the whole doc. Was there was this guy Arturo.
Mm.
He went to the concert. He was so psyched. He went and got the merch immediately, and then he
Cute.
went to the Travis Scott stage,
Mhm.
and he just camped out at
Yeah.
like 3, and then waited till like 7 until the show started, maybe 9.
Mhm.
He was there
Wow.
all day just waiting because he wanted to get a good spot.
Mhm.
Ooh.
And then there was also like this one young woman. I can't remember her. Sophia. Her name was Sophia.
Mhm.
Sophia. She was recently a registered nurse. She also went to go see to Astroworld. She went to go see the performance. She almost got crushed.
Mhm.
She was managed to get out,
Mhm.
and then she's just kind of like
Somebody pulled her out.
somebody pulled her out.
Wow.
And then she was able to catch her breath. She was able to normalize, and then she was like, "I'm a registered nurse. I gotta do what I can and help," because she knew
Mhm.
that there was other people getting crushed and fucked up
Yeah.
or messed up. And Arturo is dying. Like he
Aw.
is not okay, and she manages to reach out and pull him out, and she finds a heartbeat, but it's really faint. It's
Mhm.
really, really faint, and so she starts doing chest compressions. She starts doing sternum rubs. She puts his feet up, and slowly but surely she gets like his heart up,
Mhm.
and he opens his eyes. He just says like they just open all of a sudden.
Wow.
And he takes like a huge breath, and he was not breathing. Later on, Arturo, like he talked to the doctors because he got checked out, and they basically told him that he had kind of a heart attack.
Mhm.
Oh.
She straight up saved his life.
Mhm.
She straight up saved his life.
Well, bless her heart, dude.
Yeah, and she's a fucking G. She's a hero. Shout out to Sophia if you're listening. If you are, I knew you would be. You're not a baby goat. You're a full goat.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Damn, W's in the chat for Sophia, guys.
W's in the chat for Sophia. Any donos for her, guys?
Any
No?
what?
Any donos?
What the hell is that?
Donations.
Damn, you're like up to date on stuff, and we're not, which is it's kind of weird.
Yeah, for a guy not on social media, you're pretty good.
Thank you. And they actually met each other like afterwards, like on the dock. They like went to like an arcade and hung out.
And they got married?
I hope they do. 'Cause they kind of had like a vibe going ish.
They kind of look like they would be cute together.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
And think about it, like we met at Astroworld.
Yeah.
I brought you back to life.
You give me life.
Yeah, like his vows could just be like, girl, I thought my heart pumped before, not until I met you.
Yeah. Gosh.
My
Damn.
heart
Good.
now beats for you every day. girl.
Yeah.
Damn. He's the first guy who can actually admit to saying, like, without you, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
It's like, girl, what would he say? Fine shit. What the fuck?
Is this in bad taste?
No, because they're okay.
Yeah, they're okay. They're
Yeah,
happy.
They're
She's
happy?
a hero, and he's grateful to be alive.
Yeah.
He did have some survivor's guilt.
Of course.
But they have each other.
Yeah.
They can be each other's rocks.
All right, so
Aw.
we're coming down to the end of the episode. I'm just going to run through like some quick stuff about it or whatever.
Before he does that, I thought you were going to say registered sex offender.
Oh, that would be crazy.
I don't know why. That's what I thought. You're going to
This
say.
is how one redeems himself.
Yeah.
This is how bad this show fucks me.
Anyway, so then Travis claims that he didn't hear any of the screams asking him to stop the show.
Bull crap.
Yeah.
It's some bullshit.
Yeah. Travis Scott, Apple Music, Epic Records face a $750 million lawsuit. In 2023, a Houston grand jury found that no individual was criminally responsible for the deaths at Astroworld. All 10 wrongful death lawsuits against Live Nation, Travis, and affiliates have been settled for undisclosed amounts.
I mean, that's the best they could do. Anything else would have been jeopardized their entire business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Travis broke records in 2024 for the highest selling solo rap concert tour of all time, 210 million, and it was produced by Live Nation.
So there's an upside.
Oh God.
You know what's the worst out of all this?
Huh.
How right after the concert and all this tragedy, the Kardashians had an Astroworld themed birthday party.
They did?
No.
I feel like I weirdly remember this, and they were like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is wrong with
And
you?
everyone was like, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, come on. It
Read the
just
room.
happened. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's okay because Kylie told that one girl what kind of boob job she got, so it's all okay in the end.
God, you're
You
right.
know exactly what I'm talking
I
about.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm up to date.
I don't.
You listen to your girl more.
She doesn't listen to the Kardashians.
Good for her.
Okay. I'll pass that on.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the satanic panic stuff that happened? Do you guys think it was actually do you guys think people just wanted to feel like there was something? I understand it was a very, very scary situation, but you think
Mhm.
people just psychologically needed to attach to something that was like it couldn't just have been a bad crowd. It couldn't just be loss of, bad
Could have just
security.
been like severe bad management.
Yeah, it had to be something higher up, right?
Mhm.
With all the portal on the freaking stage and
Yeah.
the 8 fires, and then 8 people died, even though it was 10.
And then like right before he came out, there was like this weird frequency that like shot into the crowd. Like
Really?
yeah, and it was really off-putting.
well, there's
I
a
did
whole
not hear about
okay.
that.
There's a
Yeah.
different. I know what you're talking about,
Mm.
but there is a conspiracy, not conspiracy, but there's a it's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
That like K-pop and all this type of music, they use certain frequencies that are really pleasing to the ear.
Yeah.
And those help get like those songs really into, what do you call it?
Mainstream?
Mainstream, or keep people listening to them. So
Mhm.
there, I heard that, and I heard that people were saying it was that frequency that
Mhm.
people enjoy and it gets people hyped or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, but all hearsay.
Because I mean, there are
You know
frequencies
what?
that you could listen to that calm you down. Why not
Yeah.
the same thing apply to the ones that hype you up?
And there's
Yeah.
also frequencies that make you shit.
There is.
What?
Have you heard the brown noise?
Wait, yeah.
No, this is a thing.
I use it to sleep.
You were shitting your pants, my boy.
It's supposed to help you shit.
It makes you shit.
It
What?
makes you shit.
I listen to it like right before I go to bed and
Bro,
during.
wash your sheets.
South Park made an episode about this. It's not real.
Oh, okay, okay.
Actually, no, this is a thing. Is sound weapons are a
Yes.
thing.
Oh, yeah,
Sound
for sure.
Sonic weapons are a
Sonic
thing.
Yeah,
weapons
I saw that movie, Sonic 3.
That was a good movie, actually.
I gotta
Sonic
see the
Weapons.
first one.
Honestly, you can skip it. Just watch the third one.
Well, the
No.
fucked up thing is, I signed the petition to change the Sonic character from the first movie.
You did?
Yeah, when they did the whole thing about like I hate the character they made. I was one of the first people to sign it. Like I hate this character. I want to see this movie. I want to see my Sonic. I didn't see the movie.
Of course you did it.
But I guess thanks, because it was awesome.
Yeah, because that design was shit.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I thought a fourth grader made that.
Yeah, it was bad. It was not good.
It was really, really bad. but not as bad as Astroworld.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was just bad management.
What are you guys' final thoughts on the whole Astroworld thing?
If they come out with another one, I'll go.
Oh shit.
He probably will, and it'll probably have way more than ever, and everyone's gonna be like, "Yo, remember what happened last time?"
And Alex will be like, it wasn't that bad.
No, it's because now they'll know. They'll learn.
Hopefully.
You would think so.
Actually, no, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Like, they'll learn. They'll make sure they'll be like, actually, everyone, there's exits everywhere.
It'll probably be the most safe concert to go to.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You know what I learned? I learned that if you ignore the hate, they can't cancel you.
That's a good point. If
Honestly.
you're just treat it like a dog who got caught like messing with the garbage. If you just look away, you can't get in trouble.
Like, I didn't know any better.
Yeah, it's like I don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
If you deny long enough, people will stop.
Yeah.
And if you just put out a really good song, people will come back.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Fiend.
Fiend.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The Fiend.
Fiend.
Bray Wyatt, R.I.P.
But yeah, so that has been our coverage of the Astroworld documentary.
Let us know if you guys know any other stories, because I'm sure people have to have friends who went to the event. I know the documentary does a very good job of first-person accounts, but I want to know what other people felt, because there's got to be someone who's like, I didn't even know this was going on.
Yeah.
If you're telling me there's a right side that said we were having fun,
Yeah.
I want to know what that realization was for them when they realized, oh, there's ambulances. Oh, there's a multiple ambulance. Wait,
Yeah.
there's CPR. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's so
Ooh.
true.
So I want to hear if anybody went and then they, maybe they have survivor skill too, because they were just
Yeah.
having the time of their life while people were dying.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And it's
I'm
like,
just-
was it like their most favorite concert ever too?
Yeah, I'm just imagining there's just some guy that they get for the doc, but they didn't.
Uh-huh.
It's like, yo, I had like the best time of my life. Like, I don't know what anybody was talking about. And he was like, when people were yelling, stop the show, and that they were crossing their arms.
I was like, yo, man, what the fuck? I'm trying to keep this shit going.
Yeah, I was like, I just popped 2 mollies and a tab.
Yeah.
Like, if we stop, I'm gonna stop.
Oh, God.
And then when all the ambulances showed up, I was like, oh, somebody must be giving birth.
Travis does make miracles.
Yeah. God, I wish they found that guy who just didn't know.
He's like, if that baby is born on the birth certificate, is it Astroworld?
world's first Astro baby dog.
Oh my god! If you guys know anybody or you guys have any accounts, let us know. Email us at dynamictriopod@gmail.com and also follow our TikTok at Dynamic Trio Pod. We've been doing a lot these days, and we hope you guys enjoy the new format.
Yeah.
Seriously, tell us about your Astro baby experience.
Yeah. At least he didn't say goats.
Shut up. don't bring it up.
Yeah, you're right.
I haven't got there yet.
This has been Alex.
This has been James.
This has been Patrick, and you've been the baby goats.
I
Good
thought you
night.
were gonna say something stupid like you've been Patrick-fied.
Patrick, bye.
Bye bye.
See you.